violence or no other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
Grieving mother of an 8th grader who was killed yesterday in North Philadelphia is demanding answers. She wants to know why her son was able to leave school early, getting shot on North 15th Street on his way home.
All right, guys, so this is the 15-year-old 8th grader who was shot and killed, who had the white Air Forces in the book bag. This is the story that I did earlier this week. So, we're gonna see what Ma Duke says, because apparently he was let home early from school, or maybe he was playing hooky, you know?
Eyewitness News reporter Matt Petrillo is at the scene, and Matt, you spoke with the teenager's mother. What'd you have to say?
Well, it's been such an emotional day for her and for so many who knew that boy who just turned 15 years old. Behind me, there is a memorial of candles and flowers and more where he was gunned down.
I need to know why.
This grieving mother is now planning her son's funeral after 15-year-old Juan Carlos Robles Corona.
Oh, man. So it was a burrito team. So, you know, a lot of people were in the comments saying 15-year-old 8th grader. Why is he 15-year-old? Because, you know, most commonly you're going to be 13 in the 8th grade, 12, 13, maybe 14 if you got a late birthday or early birthday. But, you know, unfortunately, he got caught lacking by a super gremlin on Demon Time.
Was shot and killed Monday.
I don't want no vengeance. I don't want nobody else to be shot. I just want to know what happened.
Dozens of people gathered near the shooting scene at 15th and Susquehanna Streets in North Philadelphia Tuesday to remember Juan's life.
When I found out, it really hurt my heart. Don't nobody deserve to die, but a child.
Police say the 8th grader at Duckery Elementary was ambushed about a block from his school and feet from his home.
Dang. So the question is now, was he involved in some of these internet beefs, the internet banging? Not saying that he deserved what happened, but, you know, you play with fire, you get burnt.
The 20 shots fired, alarming neighbors.
It was loud. I just didn't expect that it would have been a 15-year-old child, so that was very unfortunate.
Juan's mother says the shooting happened about 15 minutes before her son's school day ended.
I hold accountable the school. They would have called me and said, you know, Juan left school. I could have called them and said, go back to school, go back to school. He would have went back to school if he would have called me. He would have told me that he left the building.
So he left school. Maybe he was going to meet up with these dudes and run a fade or something. And they was like, F that, we gonna pull the straps. Who knows? You know, I'll see if I can find some other information on this kid. But it's horrible what happened.
A district spokesperson tells us school leaders are trying to figure out how the teen was able to leave school early. Back at the vigil.
I mean, it's not hard. If you go to one of these, any of these schools that are predominantly minority, right, then it's not that hard to skip class. You just leave. Honestly, ain't nobody finna stop you.
Juan's classmates wrote messages saying he'll be missed. Now his mother has this emotional plea.
Please, if you guys seen anything or have any video surveillance of what happened, please, as a mother, I just need to know what happened.
And we asked the Philadelphia School District for an on-camera interview to try to get more answers. We never heard back. Police tell us that they have not made any arrests, but they did recover.
Watch them. They're trying to blame the school. Oh, we tried to call the school and ask, why'd you let him leave? Bruh, it ain't no let him leave. They just leave. They just leave. Some kids, they show up, go to a couple classes that they like and leave. Or they pop in and out. Like, you can't stop them from leaving. These schools are beyond, like, discipline at this point. You'll have to change the whole, you'll have to overhaul the whole way that the school is ran. You'll have to turn to a military school. Like, seriously.
Police tell us that they have not made any arrests, but they did recover a weapon. Reporting live in North Philadelphia, Matt Petrillo, CBS 3.
No arrests, but they recovered a weapon. Did the weapon come from the 15-year-old burrito teen? That's weird.
Not made any arrests, but they did recover a weapon. Reporting live in North Philadelphia, Matt Petrillo, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Differences with words, not guns. Eyewitness News reporter Carrie Corrados. Community leaders are working on solutions to these crimes impacting children and area teenagers. They believe kids have the right to grow up safely and should settle their differences with words, not guns. Eyewitness News reporter Carrie Corrado spoke to one of those activists tonight. Carrie?
Yuki, good evening. She says there's no concrete answer to this gun violence epidemic here in the city. She says the goal is to reach out to the youth. She says it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of dedication. 3 teens gunned down in Philadelphia this week alone. On Tuesday, a 16-year-old was shot inside a home on Torresdale Avenue. On Monday, a 13-year-old was shot while sitting in a car at 49th and Hoop Street. And also on Monday, 15-year-old Juan Carlos Robles Corona was shot and killed on 15th in Susquehanna near a school.
When I saw the book bag laying on the ground, I broke down and cried because it's pain that I know personally.
That's Dr. Dorothy Johnson Spite. She says her son was gunned down over a parking spot years ago. She founded Mothers in Charge, a violence prevention and education organization. They are also currently working with a group of young men and women on a weekly basis, helping them navigate grief and trauma in their lives.
Young people are so angry, you know, we got to find ways to help them deal with that anger. There needs to be more places that young people can go to get help.
Like programs, right? If I hear the word programs one more time, even the super gremlins are fed up with programs. They're like, at least give us a program where we can do demon time activities. Like, dang.
To have a voice, to be able to talk to someone.
She does her best to assist families every day impacted by violence, but hopes more information and resources become available citywide. She says she commonly hears mothers say they do not know who to turn to.
Sometimes they'll hear, well, we can't do anything until they get in trouble or until there's something happens and then we can get involved. No.
While solving the everyday violence is not going to be easy.
Got to keep doing what we're doing in terms of trying to reach them, help heal them, get them the mental health services and supports that they need.
And we posted a link for Mothers in Charge on our website. The city also launched a violence prevention hotline. That number is 211 if you need help. We're live tonight, Carrie Corrado, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
Now at 5 o'clock, breaking news to get to a jury acquitting the man on trial for a deadly shooting after a Phillies tailgate 3 years ago. Tyquan Atkinson was found not guilty on all charges, including murder.
Wow. So this man kills the cop or the son of an officer, and he's found not guilty. And they say brothers is getting railroaded in the system. Look, I'm not really seeing that. You know, you see cases here and there, especially old cases that happened back before DNA evidence was available. But nowadays, dudes is getting off on murder. They getting, you know, slaps on the wrist for carjackings. They getting low bonds for serious violent crimes. I mean, it's open season in the courtroom and on the streets, and it's just it's making things very easy for the super gremlin on Demon Time.
Atkinson taking the stand, testifying he was never at the scene. He was on trial for shooting and killing 20-year-old Nicholas Flacco, the son of a Philadelphia police chief inspector. The Penn State student was back home for his birthday in March of 2019 when he was shot and killed in South Philadelphia's FDR Park.
A Penn State student is being laid to rest today after coming home to celebrate his 20th birthday, only to lose his life in South Philadelphia.
Today's funeral is happening just hours after Nicholas Flacco's suspected killer was arraigned on murder charges. Action News reporter Catherine Scott is in Huntington Valley, where the services are being held.
Today, Nick Flacco is being laid to rest as the suspected gunman remains in custody. He was in town to celebrate his 20th birthday. Less than a week later, he's being laid to rest. Nicholas Flacco, a Penn State student with plans to join the Marine Corps, was shot and killed in FDR Park in South Philadelphia.
Dang. I wish he had that Marine Corps training, you know, but then again, honestly, when it comes to these inner city situations, the Marine Corps ain't gonna help you avoid a super gremlin on Demon Time.
Survived by his parents, sister, and many members of his extended family, loved ones followed pallbearers into St. Albert the Great Church in Huntington Valley for the visitation and mass. The son of Philadelphia Police Chief Inspector Chris Flacco, fellow members of the force filed in to pay their respects. At an event last night, the police commissioner reiterated the grief.
Deeply sad for all of us. We're all very sad, you know, we can't find the words.
The funeral comes a day after 19-year-old Tyquan Atkinson was arrested for Flacco's murder. Only Action News was there as Chester police and U.S. Marshals caught up with Atkinson. Trying to flee, he had climbed onto the roof of a store on Upland Street in Chester, and they cornered him.
So they got Tyquan, and apparently they believe this is the guy who did it. So what are we going to say about this, right? Because we have plenty of people saying, oh, you know, the officers are killing us. Well, we killing their kids.
Only Action News was there as Chester police and U.S. Marshals caught up with Atkinson. Trying to flee, he had climbed onto the roof of a store on Upland Street in Chester, and they cornered him. They led Atkinson across the ladder of a fire truck to get him off the store roof, and they took him into custody. Police believe it was Atkinson who shot and killed Flacco last weekend. Early this morning, Atkinson was arraigned on 6 charges, including murder.
6 charges. So cops believe they got their guy.
Commissioner Ross says tips helped in his capture.
This is not magical. What helps us most is human intelligence, people picking up the phone to tell us what happened. And
okay, so the community spoke up, it sounds like.
In this case, again, we're just deeply saddened by all of the events that transpired.
The burial is taking place this afternoon, immediately following the funeral.
All right, so speaking of people getting away with murder, the YNW Melly case has begun, the trial or whatnot, and we've had some celebrities come out and give their takes on what is going on, right? So we have Masika Kalisha, and this woman, she is one of these ratchet, loving hip-hop chicks and whatever. But in this case, she's speaking facts. And she's had her violent interactions, especially on these reality TV shows. So, you know, it's almost like the pot calling the kettle black, but she ain't caught no bodies. But YNW Melly is in a situation where, yes, he potentially, allegedly caught a couple bodies. So anyway, she says, quick question for all you dumb A-word rappers claiming Melly didn't murder his 2 unsuspecting homeboys in cold blood with all the evidence pointing to him. I just want to know, if he ain't do it, who you think did? The gunshots came from Melly's seat inside of the car, and he rode around. She also says, with they dead bodies for hours before taking them to the hospital with his fake drive-by shooting story. So, she got a little bit of that wrong. Melly actually, I believe, did not drive the dead bodies. That was his homeboy, the light-skinned dude, who's also on trial with him. It was another YNW dude. I don't remember his name. But anyways, Melly, he actually went and I think changed his clothes and did all this. Okay, right. So she says, now how the car was shot up, but Melly and the driver ain't get hit, and how they was killed from gunshots from inside the car at close range, and the same gun was later used to shoot up the outside of the car after the 2 young men were ruthlessly murdered. Not to mention Murder on My Mind is basically a narrative of how he murders his friend. And then she dropped a link. They were childhood friends, SMH. Lock Melly away and throw away the key. So she said lock his behind up. All right. And conversely, we have Meek Mill, who says free him. Okay. He says free him. And I wanted to go over a famous internet guy's take, Charleston White. Obviously, Charleston White has said some things that I don't agree with at all. But on this, he's kind of right. He's definitely very entertaining, and he does his little thing on YouTube and whatnot. So shout out to him. But he has a take that really stood out to me, and I think a lot of people. And I want to know what you guys think. Is he spitting facts or no? So let's get into it.
It is. You got rappers killing people. Y'all cried like a mother. King Von died. King Von rapped about killing people, bragged about killing people.
So he said you have rappers killing people, which is true. Everybody cried when King Von got killed, which is true. But King Von rapped about killing people, and he actually did kill people. Okay, apparently he had 12 bodies, one of them being a female. So a female killer, but nevertheless, he's speaking facts.
So when he got killed, everybody saying long live King Von. Why y'all not saying free Tim?
And Tim is the guy who is Quando Rondo's brother who shot King Von. He goes by the rap name Lil Tim. So he makes a good point there. Why don't y'all scream free Lil Tim?
We ain't got the facts yet, Meek Mills. Why we ain't saying free Lil Tim? We ain't got the facts about King Von case yet. So how about we say free Lil Tim? Since if we gonna be real, Meek Mills, how about we say free Eric Holder, the nigga that killed Nipsey Hussle?
So Eric Holder, aka Dookie Cuz, right? He killed Nipsey Hussle in cold blood. Why don't we say free him either? Okay? Same thing. Same point.
How about we say free Eric Holder, the nigga that killed Nipsey Hussle? We ain't got the full facts yet, Meek Mills. Yeah, free Lil Timmy. Drop the charges on him. How about we just drop the charges on Lil Tim and let him walk free for killing King Von? Since we want to free murderers now, let's free Eric Holder. Let him get out for. Here it is. You got rappers. Eric Holder. Let him get out for killing Nipsey. Free Eric Holder. But Tim ain't free, nigga. Free ain't probation. Hell no. We want. If y'all want YMW Melly free, let's free Eric Holder. Me.
So this is something that we do in the community. We rep for super gremlins. on Demon Time. Like, we rep for that. Like, we're rooting for him. We rooted for TK when he was involved in all types of BS. Rooting for YNW Melly. All right. So this thing has gotten out of hand.
Mills for killing Nipsey Hussle. Let's be fair all the way around the board for the killers, right? Oh, we're not talking about people. We talking about Meeky Mills. We talking about the Meekster. Bunny Hoppin' Meek. You know, like Money Making Mitch, we got Bunny Hoppin' Meek, nigga. Yeah, Bunny Hoppin' Meek, nigga. How about we free Eric Holder for killing Nipsey Hussle? If we go free YMW Melly, let's just come. I'm gonna pose this question to the black community and to the hip hop community. What does murder look like in the black community when on one Eric Holder hollering long live and the other part of the village is hollering free the killer? Y'all wonder why we so divided. And here it is, you got these rap like Meek Mills hollering about free the killer, who sung about it and rapped about it. So I say, let Lil Timmy off. Let the man who killed Nipsey Hussle free him. What's the difference? What's the difference in who YMW Melly killed and Eric Holder killing Nipsey Hussle? What's the difference? We hadn't got the facts yet. We don't know what Nipsey Hussle did to make that man kill.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school,